mat. Allow your big toes to touch and then place your forehead down on the mat. Walk your fingers forward so that you can lengthen throughout your torso. And you can even move towards the tippy fingers. Lengthen your armpits. Connect to your breath. Long, full breathe in. And breathe out completely as you empty the belly. As you breathe in, feel the spaciousness across your lungs. Lengthen the spine. We have just started, Lulu, so prepare and find your breath in child pose. About 5 more breaths. Make your hips heavy as you send your hips towards your heels. Keep lengthening your spine, reaching the fingers even more forward. And if you like, you can think about intention for your practice today. And let's have our intention together to find the can-do attitude, the positive attitude towards the day. And slowly walk your hands back towards your knees. Stay seated on your heels, knees a little bit wider. Let's wake up our shoulders. Send your right ear towards the right shoulder. Take the right shoulder a little bit higher, squeeze it into your ear, and then switch left ear close to the left shoulder. And keep swaying like this, one side and then the other. At first, it's more side body stretch and opening the shoulders, but then start to roll your shoulders backwards so you are getting spacious also across your chest. When you go to the right, roll backward, and left, roll the shoulder back. Keep moving. Finding this watery quality of yoga, moving with fluidity. And then release. One more pose here. If you feel tired with your knees, just take a cross-legged position. We are going to interlace the hands behind us and send your fingers off to the right, elbows close to each other. Drop this left shoulder down and back and send your right ear close to the right shoulder. Maybe move your head a little bit back and front. And let's switch it. So take your hands towards the left, shoulders down and back, elbows squeezed towards each other, and then drop your left ear close to the left shoulder. Maybe move your head a little bit back and front, back and front. And then release, take your hands forward, step into all fours, hands underneath your shoulders, knees as wide as your hips. Breathe in, open the chest, cow pose. And as you breathe out, send your hips to the left, look to the left. Breathe in one more time here. And as you breathe out, move to the cat pose, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, hollow the front body. As you inhale, take a look to the right, sway your hips to the right. Exhale. And next time as you inhale, switch to the cow pose, open up. Let's do the same circle to the other side. So hips to the right, look to the right. As you exhale, cat pose. Inhale, look to the left. Stay for exhale. And one more inhale to cow pose, open up. And then return to neutral spine. Pivot your right shin to the right, step the left foot to the back of the mat and send your left arm across your ear line. For big side body stretch, press your right side ribs towards the left side ribs so you find the lift on the right side body. And if you can, place your left hand behind the head or maybe even place the left fingers on your right armpit. If you can. If not, the head is perfectly fine too. Lean a little bit backward with your head. Perfect. 2 more breaths. And re-extend the left arm. Look down, roll down, take a cat pose in between. And the cow pose, open up the front body. Come back to neutral spine and pivot your left shin to the outside, step the right foot back, elongate your right arm across the head. Lifting the left side waist to the top side waist. Breathing. If you like, place your right hand behind the head, lean back, or maybe even hold your left armpit. 3 long breaths. Notice where you can notice the stretch. And then extend your right arm out and send the hand down around the spine to the cat pose. Empty the belly. Inhale, open to the cow pose. Exhale, tuck the toes under and step into downward facing dog. At first, let's move around in it, bend one knee then the other. Aim to find a neutral spine here, so it's always better to gently bend your knees, but to keep long spine. Press down through the fingers, even find a nice micro lift in your wrists, so you are not collapsed on your wrists. It's much more about the finger strength. And walk only halfway forward to the small downward dog. When you are here in the shortened dog, then relax the head once again down and try to press your low ribs towards your upper thighs. Lengthening the torso, lengthening both sides body, lengthening the arms. Gaze forward between your hands and step forward between your hands, right foot, left foot. Lengthen out, inhale. Exhale, roll down, nose to knees. Inhale once again, halfway lift. Stretch your heart forward. Exhale, fold down. This time rise up, but try to find a gentle back bend. So take your heart forward and up. Then your arms follows. And take the hands to the heart. Open your palms to Tadasana, mountain pose, and close your eyes for a moment. Find the firmness at your feet, toes, heels. Engage the legs. Stack the head over your neck, so your head is really at the center. And then open your eyes, take both arms up, and then slide your right arm down the right leg, send your left arm over to the right. Side body stretch. Stay strong at your legs, especially through the left heel. Press it down. Come back to the center and switch to the other side. Left hand down, right arm over the head, strong right heel. Breathe in, climb up, And then spread your arms wide. Keep this openness and a little bit of back bend sensation as you lower halfway down. Send your hands onto the thighs. Bend your knees gently and point your sitting bones backward and up, as much as you can up. Take a look to the left, sway your hips to the left. Take a look to the right, sway your hips to the right. One more time, hips to the left, look to the left. Hips to the right, look to the right. Then come back through center and roll all the way down. Keep your knees gently bent. Grab the elbows and sway gently right and left. Forward fold. Breathe rhythmically. Drop your hands down to the ground. Right knee stays gently bent, maybe straight the left leg if you can as you walk your fingers to the right. Stretch your left side body. Allow the head to be heavy. The right thigh might even contact the belly. Soften the neck and soften your jaw. Walk through center to the left. Bend your left knee. Extend the right side body. Keep your head heavy. And move through center. Inhale, halfway lift. We will build a small sequence to warm up. So step only the left foot back. Stay in lunge. Make your hands on each side of your right foot. Frame your right foot and start to rock. Forward, hips lower, heart higher, and back, hips back straight or almost straight the right leg. Breathing forward and back. Do your best. If this right leg is quite stiff, then do the micro movements. Few more of those movements. Aim to keep long spine, pointing the crown of the head forward. So it's not the chin forward, it's the crown of the head forward. Now keep your left hand down, bend the right knee. Stretch the right arm high up towards the ceiling as you twist. Keep your legs strong. Strengthen the back thigh. Try to roll your heart open towards the ceiling. Strong lines of energy across the arms, across the legs. And then take a look down, right hand down. Make a small step with the left foot forward. Heels on one line and slide your hands onto the right shin. If this is difficult, you can always place your hands onto the block or you can catch a piece of furniture. And remind yourself the thing that we did at the beginning, the sitting bones back and up. Try it the same way to point those sitting bones back and up. And notice how this will help you to achieve a nice stretch in the right hamstrings. Keep your spine straight, chin tucked a little bit so that the back of the neck is prolongation of your spine. About 3 more breaths. Keep pressing down through your feet, especially through the balls of your feet. Softly bend the right knee, place your fingers down. Step your left foot to the back of the mat and walk your fingers a little bit to the left, right between your legs. Let's do cats and cows here. So fingers underneath your shoulders. If this is difficult, bend your knees. Breathing open to the cow pose, stretch the chest forward. Breathe out, round the spine to the cat. Keep moving, breathe in, open up, shoulders away from your ears, and breathe out round the spine. Push the shoulders towards your ears. One more time. And cat. Breathe in, long spine, Exhale, walk your hands to frame the right foot. Inhale, step for a plank pose. It's our first plank. And then lower your knees down, bend your elbows, elbows above the wrists, lower down onto your belly, all the way down. Breathe in, lift your hands up. Stay here in baby cobra. Shoulders away from your ears, elbows in. Engage your glutes as though you are pressing the sitting bones towards each other. And maybe even lift your feet up. Tops of the feet are pointed back. Stay for 3. Press your pubic bone down. Strengthen between the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, release your forehead down to the ground. Press your hands down to the mat, roll through your knees. Exhale to downward facing dog. About 3 breaths here. Set your gaze onto the drishti point and also here point your sitting bones back and up. Take a look forward, your choice, step or hop forward between your hands. Lengthen out, inhale. Exhale, fold down, relax the heavy head down. Inhale, rise up. Try to keep a sensation of back bend as you open the chest up. Exhale, hands through the heart. Stay in motion. Breathe in, arms up. Exhale, fold down, nose towards your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, long neck. Exhale, step your right foot back, hands down on the mat. Frame your left foot with your fingers. Inhale, hips lower, heart higher, lunge. Exhale, kind of like pyramid pose, straight the left leg. Do your best here, rocking back and forth. We find more and more openness in our legs in the morning, so it will be easier to build the next sequences. Next time you bend the left knee, keep it bent. Press the right fingers down and lift your left arm up, twist. Keep your face soft. Pivot your chest towards the ceiling. And then release, take a look down. Step the right foot just a tiny small step forward, heels on one line, and take your hands onto the left shin. Point your sitting bones back and up. So there is a big difference if you keep your round spine and tailbone tucked under. And if you will untuck your tailbone and lift your sitting bones high up, you will be more neutral in your lumbar spine and actually more efficient in the stretch. Lock your eyes on the drishti point, always as often as you remember to. Allow it to help you to steady your mind and to come back to rhythmic breath. Bend your left knee softly, place your fingers down, step the right foot again, tiny step backward. Walk your fingers slightly to the right between your feet, parallel your feet, and this time spread your arms wide to the T shape. Interlace the hands behind you. Take inhale to stretch the chest forward. Exhale, fall down. If you cannot hold your hands together, maybe grab a towel between the hands. It can be helpful. Or if it's too much, just release the fingers down onto the mat. Try to stay strong at the front of your legs, in your thighs, kneecaps, pressing toes down. Inhale for halfway lift. Release your fingers down. Walk your hands to the left, frame your left foot. Inhale once again to the plank pose. Maybe chaturanga, or again, lower your knees if you prefer. We will move into Cobra. Breathe in, fully squeeze the seats. Breathe out, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Make them long. equal. And enjoy each one. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. And this time embrace your legs. So wrap your arms around your legs. Relax the head. Keep leaning slightly forward. Not so much that you are losing the connection of your heels to the ground, but try to shift gently also some weight on your toes. Neck is supple. And let's move to second sequence. Drop your fingers down. Let's build some strength of our fingers. Try to walk to downward facing dog on the tippy fingers. If this is too much, you can always place your flat hands down and stay in downward dog on your fingers. When you are ready, you can make your hands flat, but try to find a micro lift through the wrists up so there is more weight on the fingers. Breathe in, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Breathe out, step your right foot forward between your hands. Find high lunge, arms up. Strong legs, and as you exhale, twist to the right, arms to the side. Twist as much from your rib cage as you can. So remember that the twists are always about the thoracic spine, the midsection of your spine. Now sweep your right hand behind the left thigh and left arm over the head. Reversed peaceful warrior. Lift the chest a little bit higher up as you open the left side body. Let's move gracefully to warrior two. So roll your left arm down and to the left. Left heel anchors down, right arm sweeps to the right. Find warrior two. Squeeze your seat. So it's once again as though you are pressing the sitting bones towards each other. The glutes will engage. And there to keep your eyes on one drishti point on the right side. Straight your right leg, heel toe your left foot just a little bit, and then on your exhale, send your right hand onto the right shin, ankle or below. Stack the left shoulder over the right shoulder. If this is too much, you can always micro bend your right knee. You can move higher. Every inhale, think about long line from tailbone to the crown. Tuck the chin a little bit. Every exhale, keep vacuuming the content of your belly so there is a strong center of energy at your core. Extend your left arm over the head. Stretch your left side body. Take a look down and roll your left fingers down. Lift your left heel up. If this is difficult, take the left hand higher onto the block. Aim to keep the right leg straight, if possible. If not, bend the right knee a little bit and twist your right arm to the right. Twisted Trikonasana. Try to keep your hips square and even push the right hip backward. Left pelvis slightly forward. Press the balls of your feet down. And let's clear it out with vinyasa, maybe a three-legged vinyasa. Or four-legged like we did before. So hands down. Maybe you extend the right leg behind you. Roll forward. If you can, keep the right leg up. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga with right leg lifted. Then you step the right foot down, untuck your toes. Inhale, exhale to downward facing dog. Let's switch sides. Inhale, left leg high up. Exhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Inhale for high lunge. Exhale, twist to the left. Hold it here. Make the most of the movement from your belly button to the shoulders, into thoracic spine, to move to the left. The hips don't move at all. Hip stays pointed to the front. Now left hand behind the right thigh, right arm over your head. Reverse peaceful warrior. Every breathe out, find a new depth. Maybe lean a little bit backward. And let's circle our arms to warrior two. Right arm forward, down and to the right. Right heel grounds down, left arm to the left. Settle like a surfer on the wave. Relax your shoulders a little bit. Relax your face, your jaw, but keep strength between your sitting bones, in your glutes, in your legs. Press the right heel down to the mat. And straight your left leg, heel toe your right foot, just a tiny bit. And as you exhale, guide the left hand down to the left shin, right arm over the left shoulder. Tuck the left hip underneath the right. And it's all about creating long lines. From right hip to the crown, from left hand to the right. Visualize your long spine, from tail to the back line of your neck. Now extend your right arm over the head. Feel the side body stretch. Look down, roll your right fingers down, flip your right heel up, and then twist to the left. Maybe take the right hand on the block if this is difficult. So it's always okay to use props if you need them. Keep sending your left side pelvis back, right side hip forward. Stay strong in your legs, even lift the kneecaps up so that you can engage your thighs. And then take a look down, take the left hand down. Maybe it will be a three-legged vinyasa, but do it slowly to master the movement. Left leg goes high up. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga with left leg lifted possibly. Inhale, you drop the left toes and you untuck the right toes. Exhale, strong belly, strong arms to downward facing dog. And then walk your feet only halfway forward to the middle of the mat. Walk your hands backward towards your feet and let's go for narrow squat. So keep your feet hip distance apart and start to squat. Hips lower towards, almost towards the ground, not completely. If this is difficult, of course, widen your feet more. One option, if this is not possible, to stay balanced, keep your fingers behind you. If the balance is okay, take the arms in front of you, hold your elbows and relax the head down. We will do a tiny sequence with hips mobility. Take a look forward. You can send your arms forward and try slowly to lift your heels up, going onto the balls of your feet. Now, very slowly, shift your hips a little bit more backward as you slide your knees onto the ground. Try to do it with control, knees to the ground. Now, lift your hips. Take your time. Right hand behind the right glutes, left arm over the head. It's almost like a camel pose. Squeeze your glutes, engaging the sitting bones as though the sitting bones would like to meet. There is an energy between them. And then shift left hand onto the left glutes and right arm over the head. Feel the openness. At first we started at easy way, then come back to the center, send your arms forward and try. Can you move backward into the squat with your knees? If it's not happening, bravo. Yeah, super. There you go. Okay, then let's try it one more time to save it in the muscles memory. So onto the balls of your heels, of your feet, heels up, and slowly guide your knees down. It will be easier if you spread your knees slightly wider than the hips. So do it with control, and finally the knees meet the ground. Lift yourself up. You can repeat exactly the same with the hands on the glutes, or if you feel open, send your right fingers onto the right heel, left arm over the head. If this is too much, do it easier. Open the left side body, hard up, half camel pose, and then to the other side. So left fingers onto the left heel, hips forward, squeeze the glutes, keep the energy between the sitting bones, open the front body, and then move forward. Trying again to take the arms forward and to shift into the narrow squat, and then place your hips down, your glutes down. Let's move briefly into Tarasana, diamond shape, so knees open wide. Take your hands towards your ankles, breathe in, lengthen the spine, and breathe out, fold towards the feet. Aiming to tilt your body forward from the hips level. Even here, think about this movement of your sitting bones back and up. It always helps you to have more better forward fold, more healthy forward fold. And then lift yourself higher, take your fingers behind you and send your hips towards your heels. Keep the fingers behind you as you open across the chest. Use the strength of your legs to press the knees towards the ground even more. It's kind of like you would like to open the inner feet towards the ceiling, the sources of the feet up. And then release. Take the hips back a little bit, cross the shin bones, and let's get into another sequence. So roll through your legs into the plank pose. Inhale in your plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. You can always do it easier if you wish, but stay open across your collarbone. Inhale, shoulders down and back. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your right leg up towards the sky, bend the right knee, and start to make a large circles with the right knee. Now step your right foot outside the right hand. Keep your right fingers low, drop the left heel down and lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. Find openness across the chest. And breathe deeply. And then roll your left hand down. Walk your hands towards the back of the mat. Open your left toes to the outside and either halfway side lunge or all the way side lunge with hips lower. If this is difficult, you can always keep the left heel up if it helps you. Look behind the right shoulder, send the left knee away from your chest. Point right toes up if you can. And relax the neck a little bit. Shoulders down and back. And then take the hands forward. Let's come back to the squat, but this time in the open way. So right toes to the outside, step the left foot outside the left hand and move into Malasana Yogi squat. But try to lift your arms up. They can be as wide as you can. And lengthen the spine. So the big tendency will be to round the spine here. Try to avoid it and stay as long as you can be. If it's difficult, maybe lift your seat a little bit. Stay for 3 breaths. Press your toes down equally and heels equally down. And we will finish with short downward dog. So take the hands down and step your feet only to the middle of the mat. Send your right hand to the left ankle and look underneath the left armpit. Breathe. And then switch it, right hand down. Send your left hand towards the right ankle and look underneath your right armpit. And come back to the center. Step your feet back, roll forward to the plank pose. And take vinyasa, any vinyasa you like. You can even skip it or do cats and cows instead if you rather. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in, send your left leg high up, bend your left knee. Start to make large circles. And step your left foot outside the left hand, hop. Ground your right heel, keep left fingers low, lift right arm up. Open, open, open across the chest, shoulders. Dare to roll your rib cage as much up as you can. And send your right fingers down and walk your hands to the right foot, to the back of the mat. Bend your right knee, maybe halfway or full way if your right knee allows you. Roll your shoulders down and back. Notice if you can feel stretch on the left inner side of the leg. And drop the fingers down, walk to the top of the mat, open left toes to the outside, and step right foot to the outside of the mat. Once again, you can repeat the hands up or a little bit harder. You can interlace the fingers and you can flip your palms up. It's a little bit difficult in the morning, especially when the shoulders are a little bit tight. Lengthen the spine even more. 2 more breaths. And then drop your hands down, step into short downward dog, so just into the middle of the mat. Again, send your right hand onto the left ankle, but this time, can you shift your weight a little bit more backward onto your feet and lift your left hand off the ground? So it looks like this. Left hand is in the air, rather than down, you pick it up, and we will pulse it about 15 times, up and down, just a little bit of shoulder mobility exercise. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's switch it. So right hand down, left hand to the right ankle. Shift just a little bit backward your weight, not too much, and then try to lift your right fingers off the mat and start to pulse for 15, 14, 13. Keep going. Use your core to stabilize you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, place your right hand down, left hand down. Step your right foot, left foot back for high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, open up, squeeze your glutes, open your chest. Exhale to downward facing dog for about 3 breaths. Keep pressing fingers down. So it's always about releasing your wrist from their duties by using your strong fingers and the knuckles, the base of every finger. When you are ready, step or bounce your way to the top of the mat. Lengthen out. Exhale, fold down towards your legs. Inhale, rise up, heart up, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through the heart. Let's have one more sequence and then we will move to seated sequences. So left knee up towards your chest, rise your arms towards the sky. Keep your center strong, ribs over the hips. With control, step to the high lunge. So bend the right knee, send your arms backward and slowly master your way down with the left toes to the back of the mat. Breathe in, arms up. And slowly settle your left knee down. Very slowly make those legs work. Hold your left wrist with right fingers and lean over to the right side. If your left knee is fragile, then of course grab a blanket underneath the left knee. Side body stretch, such a good thing in the morning to feel. And then come back to the center. Drop your hands to the inside of the right leg. Pivot your left shin to the right. Keep your right fingers low. Open your left arm up and start to make circles backward with your left arm. Opening more and more and across the chest. Then take a look down. Take the left hand down. Pivot your left shin to the outside this time and send your right knee up towards the heaven, over the right hip. Send your right arm towards the heaven. Open up, squeeze your glutes. Yes, point the right knee as high as you can. If you feel cramps, that's okay. Relax for a moment. We stay for 2, stay for 1. And now place your right toes on your left toes. So it looks a little bit like a diamond shape in your legs. And sway your right arm backward like a baby wild thing. Tarasana. Stay open across your hips and chest. Squeeze the glutes. If you will strengthen your seats, it will be much easier for your lower spine to stay healthy. And then roll down onto all fours. Let's try to move like a wave in snaky movements. So we will go knees, chest, chin down. And let's break this movement through. We will tuck the tailbone under and move like a wave with your middle spine and then untuck your upper spine and head as the last one. Come back into all fours. Take a look at me. I will once again show you, or maybe you already know the movement, then go ahead. We go knees, chest, chin, take a look, and then tuck your tailbone, tuck the low spine, untuck your middle spine and the head as the last one to move like a wave. Let's try once again together. So we go knees, chest, chin, and then tuck the lower spine, untuck the middle spine and the head as the last one. So it feels like a wave. Then come back into all fours and step into downward facing dog. Exhale. Step or hop forward between your hands. Lengthen out. Exhale, fold down to the legs. Inhale, climb all the way up. Arms up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through the heart. Send your right knee up, send your fingers up. Keep your low ribs above your pubic bone. So you stack the energy into one sandwich of energy, one layer over the other. Then step your right foot back, use your arms for help, and gracefully place it down. One inhale, arms up, and with exhale, already start to lower your right knee down, hold your right wrist, and tilt to the left side. Everything with pleasure and ease. We are almost at the end. Then come back to the center, send your hands to the inside of the left leg, pivot your right shin to the left, keep left fingers low and open your right arm to the sky. Start to make circles backward. Express the openness across the chest. And then look down, send your right hand down, pivot the right shin to the right, this time into opposite direction, and slide your left foot back as you take your left knee up, left arm up. A little bit like half Baddha Konasana, squeeze those glutes. Don't worry if you feel cramps, then release for a moment. And then place your left toes on your right toes, like a diamond shape, and sweep your left arm behind you. Wild thing in modification. Squeeze the glutes, lengthen the spine, open the chest. Roll down, hands down, and we will lower all the way down to the belly. So keep control, stay on your knees, shift your shoulders over your wrist, and slowly start to take your heart forward as you bend the elbows and place your hips and belly down. From here, we will move into Cobra, but a little bit higher, almost straight arms. And then roll your hips to the right, help your left fingers to find a balance on your right side hips, right side legs. Walk your left fingers a little bit more in and maybe even straight the right leg. So it will be a nice side body stretch. Gaze to the left toes. Feel this side body stretch. And it will be tricky. We will be sitting down right now. So just roll more to the left and sit on your sitting bones. You can slide back onto your yoga mat. Don't worry if you are turned away. In a moment, we will be back to the front. Bend your right knee. Send your arms up into Janu Shirshasana. If you need, bend the left knee. And as you exhale, fold towards the left leg. Feel your breath. As always, avoid round spine. Rather try to lengthen throughout the spine. It might be that you even bend the left knee a little bit. Think always about sending your ribcage away from your hips. Lift yourself back up, widen the right knee more to the outside. So we open this seated position, right knee to the outside, left leg is pointed to the left. And now send your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. At first twist, look behind the right shoulder. Now keep this openness across the chest as you lift your right arm up, tipping your left shoulder towards the left leg. And it really doesn't matter what kind of shape you are making. Just try to find a nice fresh opening on the left side body and dare to roll your rib cage up towards the ceiling. Right arm up, exactly like Catriona. About 3 more breaths, so we are not rushing it. Rather try to move fully into sensations. Come back to the center and let's get down onto the belly the way we came in. So straight your right leg forward, right hand behind you, roll to the left side hips and then all the way down to the belly. Exhale, forehead to the ground. Inhale, higher cobra. Now use your right hand to help you to push onto the left side hips. Maybe straight your left arm completely, right fingers closer towards your torso. If your left wrist creates pain, then create a fist with the left hand. Find side body stretch, drishti, gaze to the toes. And then through this pose, sit all the way down. Come back onto your yoga mat, bend your left knee this time, send your arms up, inhale, and as you exhale, fold forward towards your right leg. Relax the back of the neck. Soften your jaw, soften your face. Soften even at the back of the neck. Gently lift yourself up to the seated position. Open your left knee to the outside. So sit as wide as you can. Then we will twist right hand towards the left thigh, left fingers behind you. Look behind the left shoulder. Find full breathing across the spine. Exhale fully. Then lift your left arm up and tip your right shoulder towards the right leg. Roll your left side ribs to the left side towards the ceiling. Breathe peacefully and keep your face peaceful, relaxed. And then gently come back to the center. Straight your left leg forward. Maybe shoot your hips a little bit more to the right so that you can come down the way you came in. Left hand behind you, roll onto the left side hip and through Cobra pose. Place your forehead down and then press your hands down to the mat. Go onto your knees. Sway your shin bones to one side and let's move to the seated position. We are almost at the end. So sit somewhere at the first part of your mat, a little bit more at the front. Reach your hands forward. Engage your core as you lower your tailbone down, lower spine, middle spine, upper spine, shoulders, and the head as the last one. Bring your knees towards your outer ribs and sway your legs gently right and left. Then elongate the arms alongside your torso, place your feet down, lift your hips up and maybe interlace the hands underneath your buttocks. Crawl your shoulders underneath you. Stay strong through the back legs. through your posterior chain. Breathe across the front body to open the front body. And then release your spine down. Take your knees in towards you. Just a tiny challenge before we finish. It's not a big challenge and you don't need to do it if you don't feel like it's open for you today. We will try once again to move to the bridge, but through the candle pose. So candle pose just for a moment, and then can we tilt the candle pose into, can we turn the candle pose into the bridge? So I will briefly show you. So it will be candle, the shoulder stand. So with the legs up. And now if you dare, you can stay here for 5 breaths and maybe you can point your fingers to the outside. Watch out your thumbs. You don't want to hurt them. So maybe the thumbs also to the outside. I have them just a little bit to the inside and then bending the knees and trusting that we can get to the bridge from here, sending one toes down and then the other toes down. Just watch your thumbs. I have them from the inside, but if you have a really fragile or sensitive thumbs, maybe just keep all the 10 fingers to the outside. So if you would like to try it, then lower, send the legs behind you, and at first find the candle pose. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you, make your elbows parallel, and maybe you can straighten the legs up for 5 breaths. So it's only the transition. And now you can start to prepare your fingers. Send them to the outside, exactly, Catriona. And then trust that the ground is there. It's really close, it's really close. With control, perfect. Exactly, Eva. You can probably feel that the fingers can be a trigger point in this one. Exactly. Perfect. And then from the bridge lower down. So you just need to be very mindful about the positioning of your hands. And then take your knees in again. Sway a little bit right and left. And final twist. Drop the left foot down, cross right leg over the left. Shimmy your hips slightly to the right and then drop your knees to the left. Extend your right arm to the right and maybe even turn your head to the right. Stay with this shape, trusting that what we did was enough to feel fulfilled right now, to feel happy after practice, more free. And shift to the other side. Roll back to the center. Uncross your legs. Cross your left thigh over the right. Shimmy your hips slightly to the left. And then allow the knees to drop over to the right side. Extend your left arm to the left. Turn your head to the left. And when you are ready, come back to the center And stay in Shavasana if you have time. Spread your legs. Take a blanket or socks if you need them. And the most important part is to find a comfortable position. So if this is not comfortable, you are always allowed to move, maybe bending knees, meeting the knees at the center, spreading the feet a little bit wider, maybe hands on your belly if it feels better, or sleeping butterfly if you prefer, or traditional Shavasana. Find your shape. And when you are ready, close your eyes if they are not closed yet. Start to notice the breathing process. No need to label it in any way. Your task is simply to observe. Where can you feel your breath? Maybe at your nose, at the back of the nose. Maybe it is in your chest or your belly. Notice all the details. Asking yourself, how are you today? How is my spine doing? What emotions are with me today? Notice also the sounds around you. Maybe there are some voices or some cars passing by. Any little sound, notice as many as you can. Silently repeating the mantra for today. To stay positively open to the can-do attitude. Focusing rather on what we can do today rather than on what we cannot do. Staying open to the opportunities that today brings to us. Feeling so relaxed and ready for the day to come. Soften your face, your shoulders, your limbs, arms and legs, palms and feet. I will hold you here for only 3 more minutes. Take this time to keep observing your body sensations, reconnecting with the senses, listening intently. So when you put yourself into the shoes of observer, it's almost like you are taking a bird's eye view on your body. Observing what needs to relax a little bit more. Where can you feel this blissful openness in your body? Reminding yourself silently the mantra of positive can-do attitude. The possibilities for today are abundant. If you feel need to stay longer in Shavasana, then of course do. Or if you feel fulfilled, then start to wake up, moving fingers and toes, wrist and ankles. Make some bigger movements. And in your timing, come back to seated position. Crossing the hands on your chest. For a moment, just feeling the warmth of your body, of the center of the chest. So it's important to take even a few seconds to make intention and to settle yourself for a great day ahead. Staying zen, staying positively open with the can-do attitude. Let's open the eyes and let's share Namaste. Thank you very much. Good, perfect, we did it. So have a lovely weekend